Cast Podcast starts now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestle Cast Podcast, and I'm your host, Cowboy Bob, where we get the dirt on the inside of indie pro wrestling. Today, we have a very special guest, Okami The Enchanting One, Okami. That's right. Dude, we have got the best of the best right here. I'm telling you what, you don't find it no better on WrestleCast Podcast, where we get the amazing talent of indie pro wrestling. Let's go ahead and get Tommy in here into the podcast ring. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Man, thank you for taking time, like I say, out of your valuable day. I know you're busy, and I really appreciate you stopping in. I know the fans may have some questions coming up soon. We'll have that board opening up, and I've got questions.
I'm happy to answer.
That sounds great. First of all, how's vacation looking next week? Is it even vacation for you? I mean, you're such a busy person.
I have a couple of shows coming up, maybe like one or two or three, nothing too much. I try to keep the holidays pretty sacred with my family. I feel like I put them through enough already with me going out to different shows, and they come with me at the merch tables and whatnot, helping out. I think I'm going to take an L on the final week of 2024 and just keep myself to them. If a big opportunity pops up, cool, but I plan on staying, a little vacation for at least a week.
I don't blame you. I'm going to do the same thing. WrestleCast Podcast will take next week off for Christmas. We'll be back in on the 31st, and that guest is to be announced. We're going to keep that a little secret for right now. The main thing is Tommy Okami. Tommy, working many promotions. I'm keeping up with you, and you're all over the place. Like, you are the traveling man. And what about this? Belts. You're not just out here wrestling, Tommy. You're Tommy 4 belts now. That's insane. You know what I mean? Some guys are out here hoping to get 1 belt. They want to get 1 shot just to hold a belt. They don't even care if it's for a week. Hey, I had the belt. You've got 4 amazing accomplishments. I'm telling you, man.
Very blessed, man. It's very humbling to find success so short term.
Well, you put in the hard work. That's the thing. You put in the hard work, the effort, and obviously it's paying off. Let's jump right in. What's the wildest promo you've ever cut, Tommy?
You might have just seen the one I posted for See No Evil in the Gauntlet match. There's a couple of guys that I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I just feel a little safe to be like, I'm just gonna, let me say some words. Let's not do so many double takes. I'm just gonna say how I feel right then. A lot of other, times I'm wrestling a match and it's only one person, I try to have like a roadmap, like, what am I going to say? Should I say this? This was one of those days where I'm like, let's just talk. Let's just let it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Never cross the line. I would never say something that was so across the line that they might be like, hey, what was that for? It's all, just business.
There you go. I got a question for you when it comes to See No Evil wrestling, myself personally, since you brought that up. What's your thoughts on this gauntlet match?
Man, it's going to be wild. Most of the people in the match, I have never met in person before. So more than any other match in my entire short career so far is going to be a big old question mark, a big unknown. There's only a couple people. Catman, I've wrestled him twice, and both times I enjoyed it. And I've met Lazarus Black, but I haven't wrestled him yet. Every other person on that list is completely an unknown to me. So I got a couple days, and once Saturday comes, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. That was surprising when I saw that. Excuse me. I was like, man, now that's going to be interesting right there. I got to say that show seems to like it's going to be interesting. The 21st. That's December.
Oh yeah, 21st. Definitely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's gonna be not just my match is interesting. We have Audrey Allen after winning her inaugural See No Evil Women's Championship. That's a big deal. And then we got my buddy Coco Buff making his first ever, not only his first ever world heavyweight championship match, but his first main event period. So I'm gonna be right after my match, no matter what happens, win or lose. I'm gonna be sitting back and I'm gonna enjoy the hard work he's put pay off.
Right. And if I'm mistaken, I think Coco is going up against Squeaks the Clown, isn't he, for that
Squeaks the
championship?
Clown, who also just won his heavyweight championship the show ago. Yeah, last show there was a bunch of championship changes, wasn't there?
Yeah, sure enough. All right, moving on. What's the most brutal injury you've ever endured in the ring, Tommy? And you've been in a lot of matches.
I got nothing too big. I just got a mild concussion. I just got dropped really quick, and it wasn't no one's fault. It's just, sometimes we, hit our head a bit. But I came right back, and I just took the week off. I've been really lucky as far as, like, I've never torn a muscle or an ACL, no meniscus, nothing like that. My body, I try to keep it as protected as I can. If I could credit anything to that, is just I'm always in the gym. Like, if you want to say I got padding and some muscle, that helps, of course.
Yeah.
I try to be as safe as I can. So far, 2 years in, to only gotten hurt and put on the shelf for like 5 days, I'd say that's pretty lucky so far.
For sure. Share a rivalry with us that got too real.
Too real. Okay,
I like that question, That's a good one.
That's a good one. I've only had 2 opponents so far who I've gone against enough for it to be a rivalry. I got Justin Kindred, but then I got Gary Strider. That's really the one that's, we like to play around. We've teamed up with each other just as many times as we've gone against each other. I have a clip where I powerbomb him into the steel chair, the steel steps, I should say. Like, not a chair, but like the whole, the setup getting into the ring.
Yeah.
Like stairs. And that was maybe the most scared I've ever been. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is about to happen. I can't believe I'm doing this to this guy. When you love each other so much behind, you're able to, it's easy to, look like we hate each other out there. Our match at BWA was easily our favorite one so far. And the most heated, I'd say.
I got you.
Then Justin Kindred, obviously, me and the Allens, every time we're at a show, we cross paths and something happens. Some shenanigans is always going down.
Man, I tell you what, the Allens, they're something else, And I'm a Justin fan. Okay, I'm a Justin fan. I admit it. I ain't got to catch up on the whole court thing that I'm seeing going on. But thought about checking that out. I've been just busy.
Another new podcast. There's always something popping up in the world.
Always something popping up. That's right. And plus you got the other Allens. You got Mason. You got Robert. I think the other one's Steve. Right. Did I get that right?
Yeah, Steve, Robert. That's the Allen brothers, the tag team, and then the other Allens, I believe, is Justin and Mason. But theoretically, any of the 2 of the 4 could team up, and you can call it whatever. But I think that's typically their teams.
Yeah. Great guys, though. I enjoy being around them. They'll make you laugh, to tell you the truth. And you never know what they're up to.
I've wrestled all of them,
Yes, you have. You have wrestled a lot of people. I have seen you go up against females. I've seen you go up against, tag teams. It's just been unbelievable, the stuff that I've seen you do in the ring. And I think the fans, they're just drawn to you like a magnet. When they hear that music, they know, hey, that's Tommy Okami. There's nobody else coming out to that music.
It's definitely been an interesting year as far as matchups. Like, I would have never thought the people I'd go against. Especially you bring up I've gone against 2 women, Audrey Allen, and I didn't even know that was going to happen. I went to Virginia for a show, Bo Bombshell, if you ever known him. He was putting together a little something. And, we didn't know what we were going to do at first, but then we show up there, whoever's there, get paired up. And I end up wrestling Audrey in the tag team match. Wow. And that was nothing but fun. And then the more well-known one is, of course, Caitlin Marie, the big old kiss of death she gave me, and then gave me the pile driver. I was hats off to her. I was admittedly nervous going into that match, like first ever intergender match. And I know a lot of people would say it was just wrestling, and it is. But for me, the first time is obviously a little daunting. She made me feel nothing but comfortable, like throughout the entire process of it. And what ended up being the product of all that was one of the matches that I might put in like a top 10 of 2024. I'm very happy with what we did.
That's awesome. I think I did get to see that match. It was an amazing match. Both of y'all were hard working in the ring. It was mind-blowing match. And if the fans hadn't seen it, folks, you need to check it out. I mean, it's an amazing, amazing match. And if they want to know how to check that out, tell them, Tommy, they can go on YouTube. They can look up Wrestling Evolution.
Yes, absolutely.
And not only that, folks, they also have another platform called WSN, I believe it is, or WZN, excuse me. I believe that is correct. I'm not sure. Something like that. WSN or WZN. Anyways, you can download it on any of your Android devices. And Wrestling Evolution is also on there. And amongst a lot of WWE movies, it's amazing for if you love wrestling. It's a good app to have. This is who's the most underrated indie wrestler in your opinion?
Indie wrestler, as far as in our little scene in North Carolina, or in general, because that could be anyone,
That's correct. In general.
Oh man, in general. See, I don't want to use the word underrated, because all of us are. I feel like a lot of people, any recognition they get is deserved. And I feel like when people say that a certain wrestler is underrated, it just means that shows that how much they want them to succeed. Like I'll just have an example. Someone that we work with, in the local scene. I think Thomas Extreme is maybe one of the most underrated people, only because I've worked with him, and he is, in my opinion, not only amazing in the ring, the things he can do. His matches of Killjoy obviously speak for itself. My matches with him, even though they happened way earlier, I still love to go back and watch it. And I wish I could run it with him again somewhere as a seasoned Okami. But backstage, man, and outside of the shows, that guy is the first one to come and the last one to leave, always helping out. And a guy like him, he could easily be like, he don't have to do that. Let's let the younger guys do that. And that would be justified. He deserves the respect.
Right.
But, I'll throw a specific story out. I went to a show in Southern Pines, like 2.5 hours away. And for background, I'm a first shift worker. So my day job, if I want to get back home at a decent hour and go to work, I'm not going to get much sleep. So, I'll help with all the setup and whatnot, but I'd like to get out as soon as I can, so I won't be dead during my day job. This guy lives I live 2.5 hours. Thomas lives like 3.5 hours. And he says, wow. Oh man, yeah, it's no big deal. I'd love to stay back. I'm like, to me, that's crazy,
Right.
Like that shows how much respect and love he has. And it inspires me to do my part more. If I complain about a little, a long trip and he's sitting there soldiering through, that motivates me to do better.
I got you.
And so for me, I don't want to use the term underrated, but I think he deserves more respect and, admiration. He needs his flowers, basically. He should get them.
I got you. Who do you think's overrated?
Oh man, I can't say that. Come on.
Come on, Tommy, give us the dirt.
I think the Enchanting One is overrated. I'm just starting out. I still got so much to learn. All the championships is cool and nice, but I'm always trying to improve. And I'm not even a full 2 years in yet. That'll be in a couple months.
Fair enough. And that was a quick, good answer, by the way.
Very diplomatic answer.
Tell me some one of the biggest backstage dramas you've ever seen go on.
Oh goodness. Shows are, there's always something that happens, and it's never usually the things I see. It's never anything personal. I've never seen someone break into a fight because someone disrespected someone. But the shows are important, and if something goes awry in a storyline and it's a big deal, some emotions can get hot. Uh, but I've never seen anything like where someone called someone something so disrespectful that they tried to fight. It's always something with the business. It's never about the person. Like I had a match, a tag team match, and it was supposed to be an Eddie Guerrero finish, for example.
Okay.
And the referee, I'm not saying no names. I'm just going to tell the story from my point of view. The
Right.
referee didn't do a good job of looking the other way so we could get the chair thing. So let's just say the people in charge had some choice words for the referee in the back. I just sat there. I did my part in the match. Luckily, I didn't get I did everything I could. I just reacted to what was given to me.
Right.
You
You didn't get no heat.
Yeah, I'm good. I was the victim in all this. I'm the one whose match has got, but I don't mind. Things happen. If something happens and I don't have any power over to change it, then I usually,
Right.
I can't get upset.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
If I get mad over stuff that I got no control of, you start pulling your hair out.
Yeah. I've got there. I've been there. I can relate to that. Tell me a most embarrassing moment, Tommy. What's one of your most embarrassing moments that you've had?
For me, it was I was legacy champion for Evolution, making my entrance, and you've seen me do my entrance. I go on the ropes, like Nikki Bella. I'm right against the top rope, and before I, do my backflip in, I take off my shirt.
Hey, Miss Cowboy loves when you do the backflip. She said, "Oh God,
man.
I can't wait till it does the backflip in the ring. I love that."
Yeah, she's just admiring you. I don't think you have anything to worry about. You do a lovely couple. I'm sure she only has eyes for you. It's just the showmanship.
She loves the showmanship. She's a Tommy Okami. She tried to wear my shirt over here. I got this shirt, Tommy Okami shirt. Come on, people. Let's give that a little. Let's show that on there too. Look here, folks. Right there.
Oh, that's the old school one.
Look at that right there. We're talking signed too, folks.
That's the prototype shirt, I think.
Yeah. Hey, this personally came off Tommy's back, people.
That's the first design I had.
I love it.
Yeah, I was I take my shirt off for my entrance as always, but I have some shiny at the time. So this is how I discovered, okay, if I'm going to do this entrance, anytime I have a championship, I got to modify it a little bit. I have it, again, on my waist, the classic championship pose. And I go on the ropes. I start taking my shirt off like I always do.
Yeah.
And it pops the buckles in the back and it just falls down. And I can't believe the fans didn't laugh at me, or maybe they didn't notice because so much was going on. It was there was 4 of us in the ring at the time, including me. So maybe that's why, there wasn't so many eyes catching that.
Right.
But, it created a cool little moment. So the wonderful Woo, he was in the ring, and he's, bad guy and all this. He goes up and he says, "How disrespectful. You're disrespecting that championship." I'm like, "Well, it was just an accident, dude. Oh, calm down." So it was embarrassing, but it did, the silver lining to all that is there's a little cool interaction between me and him that, if you're following the storyline, it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
you gotta learn how to laugh at yourself.
Yeah. Hey, I've done it. I've done ring announcing, and I've laughed at myself a few times. Let's take a question right here from Mr. Tommy Okami. Missy Childers says, "Tell us about your post the other day about the wives and the girlfriend." Oh, here we go.
Wives and the girlfriend. Oh, okay. Oh,
Missy's wanting the dirt.
Like I said before, I would not give names of people, but I would just tell the what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm at shows, and this isn't the first time it happened, so I'm not going to tell a specific story, so they'll figure out it's them. This happens, occasionally. So I'm very big on like I respect people's relationships. I I don't want nothing to do especially if I'm cool with the guy or the girl, whoever. Like I'll dap you up. I say hello. I'll give you a hug, hello and bye, proper. But I'm not going to
Right.
be hanging up on there's a cute girl and I know she got a guy. I'm not going to be disrespectful, even if I'm
Right.
not necessarily cool with the guy. It's more about I as a man respect people's relationships.
I got you.
But on the flip side, sometimes I'm that third party, and then the girl who will have a relationship with her guy, whether it be casual, married, even or
Yeah.
engaged,
Yeah.
whatever the term they have, sometimes that's not enough to keep her from making a little pass at me. And I'm like, I don't want to, I'm not trying to fight over a girl that I'm not trying to court. Please don't get me in trouble.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. I agree
It's
with
not
you.
that, and not saying that I'm afraid to fight no one. I don't want to fight no one over, a woman. That's, I don't believe in competition like that. And please respect your relationships. If anyone's watching, I'm very big, I keep my private life private, and I don't want no drama in the locker rooms.
Yeah, I agree
Now I
with
know
you.
I'm good looking, but you got to show some restraint, everyone.
Right, there you go. There you go. You got to tell them, hey, hold your horses.
Some of them would be doing it in front of them. That's the crazy part. I'm like, are they in on it? Are they trying to, set something up? I'm
Maybe
like,
they just don't care.
yeah. Some
I'm
of
not
them
talking
just
about the
don't
spouse.
care.
I'm talking about the woman doing it. Yeah, that can get kind of crazy sometimes. That's actually a heck of a conversation because you're sitting there trying to be respectful. You're not with that person, but you can tell what's going on, and like they make it blatantly obvious sometimes. So I
Yeah,
get where
I
you're
feel
coming
bad.
from.
I feel bad for I always feel bad for the guy because there was a show a couple weeks ago and there's older couple. So, I felt especially bad. I'm like, come on, y'all been married this long. Like, I understand. Maybe it's a security. She feels so secure in the relationship that she can jokingly say these things, but it's still hurtful to the man.
Of course.
I was making my entrance and she's like, oh man, I wish you looked like that guy. I wish you looked like Tommy. I'm like, come on. And we'll be taking photos, and the husband will be to the side. She wants a photo by herself. I'm like, okay. And her
Yeah.
hands will go a little bit low on the back. And she'll be like grabbing the chest a little bit. I'm
Yeah.
like, don't do this in front of him. I ain't trying to get
Yeah.
in trouble. Come on.
Squeezing a little too tight.
Yeah. But they always buy, they typically do that after they buy merch. So I'm not trying to, I'd like to have return customers. I'm not trying to make no one, not saying that there's a price. I'm not
Right,
saying that if
right.
you pay, I will, I'm okay with it. But just please don't get me in trouble. I don't want to be the cause of no relationship drama.
Exactly. That being the next headline: Tommy ruins marriage. Oh
Yeah,
my god!
no, that is not true. I'm not. To
That's
all the
not the
boys,
dirt he's projecting out here, folks.
to all the boys, you can trust me. It's the girl you can't trust.
Oh, look here. We're gonna go in order here. Missy's got another question for you. What is your Mount Rushmore for 2025, Tommy?
Mount Rushmore, and we're talking. I'm talking the grand scheme of things this time, like
Right.
the major leagues.
Yeah.
I'd put Cody Rhodes finished his story, so he's on there, of
Yep.
course. Roman Reigns.
There you
Anytime
go.
he's there, people watch. And I think I put CM Punk and Drew McIntyre because their feud has just encapsulated and captivated everyone. And I personally wanted Drew to come out on top because I'm a big Drew guy. But
Really?
it takes two to tango, and that Hell in a Cell match. That's
That was something.
no matter what, they can get all the 5-star technical stuff. That's cool. That's icing on the cake. But just the feud itself was, spectacular. And every time, something happens, I remember how mad I was when Punk ruined the cash in and all that. But that's how you get people watching. I'm like, if you can get the workers, captivated and like feel like a fan, but I can't believe he did that. Clearly, they're doing a good job.
Exactly. If the fans are not doing anything, doing something wrong. They're just not invested. So whether you're a heel, whether you're a face, if they're at you, whether it's good or whether it's bad, you're doing what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Hashtag truth. Welcome, Scott. Folks, always follow hashtag truth. He is on, I believe, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. He also has other podcasts you can check out. We always appreciate him coming on, and he does support the channel, and we support him right back. He has a question for you, Tommy. I like what you do when other wrestlers come out wearing your shirt. How about that one, Tommy?
Oh, my goodness. I think I know what he's referring to, because he was there in person. I didn't know this until I did another podcast last night, and they were talking about this. I said Gary, Gary Strider, the Love Machine. He came out with my shirt, and we knew this. He didn't surprise me. We talked about this for a little, we thought it'd be a cool little bit for the match. He comes out wearing my shirt, and he's done this before at other shows, just as I don't know, he's just being flattering to me. He's a cool guy. That's my buddy right there. But this particular show at See No Evil, he comes out wearing my shirt, and I'm like, "Yo, Gary, you're wearing my shirt. That's really cool." And he takes it off and rubs his butt with it, and throws it to the ground, disrespectful.
Oh.
And, I figure if we could take something, if people are already taking note, hey, why are you wearing Tommy's shirt? I'm like, hey, we got to turn that into a little something.
Yeah. You got to feed off that. That's a great idea.
And I would not tolerate seeing a shirt with my face on it being disrespected. Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Unless you buy it, then you can do whatever you want afterwards.
What have you ever had a wrestler talk junk to you, talk trash to you, downright just digging into you, and you let it get under your skin, even though it was a work?
I don't think anyone's taken it too far with from some promotional videos for matches. Anyone anytime they say something, it's usually we all know it's it's all business. If I had to think of one, DeAndre Jackson fired me up because he used his videos when he was suplexing me at Firestar for a show at Evolution. And I'm like, how dare you use, that don't count. That's like, totally different show. That'd be like if, I'm trying to think, Superman, the actor, he got beat up in another movie and you're saying you beat up Superman. That's not true. That's totally different studio. And you're wrong for that. So that fired me up. My response video was a little passionate. But, it's all business. It made the match even better. That's probably my most favorite match to this day. And a lot of it was probably because of that lead up to it. It made it more fiery.
I got you. Missy says, no, who is Tommy's Mount Rushmore for you to wrestle?
Oh, okay. For me to wrestle.
Yes, sir.
I'll choose 3 names, and then I have one on reserve because I mentioned this in the podcast. The first podcast I did this week, I said, because he asked me the same question, what name would I want to wrestle? I put Mustafa Ali. I feel like we've obviously seen the stuff he's done on TV.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be good to watch.
And now seeing what he's allowed, what he's been allowed to do and flourish and really show, 100% him.
Right.
Because he was always being teased in WWE. They always, would give you a little bit and then take it away, and then show you something else and then take it away. And now that he's, on the indies and really doing his thing, like that's a guy that I want to tangle with. That's a guy I really want to go against.
That's cool.
My other 3, I want to keep it as people in like the state, people who I can realistically actually maybe wrestle this year. I would love to go against Don Furio. I think I think at Evolution that would make the fans have a hard time. I'll be honest.
Right?
That'd
That'd be exciting.
yeah, like they love Don, and some of them are starting to get mad at me, but a lot of them are still Enchanting Gang. So I'm very curious. Not even just for the match between me and Don. I want to see how the fans choose their side. I want to see how that goes. Because that's I know me and Don would have a good match. I want to see how the fans react.
Right.
I would love to wrestle Thomas at Stream again. I haven't I consider the first matches we had were good, but I was a rookie, and I'm still a rookie. But I've I guess got more confident in the ring. I got the more shows I do, the more success I've been finding. Like I'm really feeling myself now, and I would love to have a match that could even top the first two, because the one was great, second one was even better. I know the third one would be absolutely fire. Let's see, I got two more, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've never gone against Jackson Drake. I've never even really practiced with him. Anytime I was there, he was he's successful. He's always somewhere getting booked. And I have a feeling that the time's gonna run out to wrestle Jackson Drake. Like he's going places. So I gotta hurry up with that one. And let me see. I got one more. Who would you want? What's your dream match for me that hasn't happened?
I don't think you've wrestled Roughneck, have you?
No, I have not.
I know that a lot of people don't understand when it comes down to this guy. I know me and him had whatever when it comes to See No Evil Wrestling. At one point, go back to another question real fast that we talked about just a few minutes ago, talking about being real or whatever. Me and Roughneck wound up having this little conversation, and Squeaks actually thought we were serious as the world. He was like, "Hey, I thought I was gonna really have to break y'all guys out." Like his face just got all serious. You could tell his demeanor changed. So, and he's a good talent. The guy's been doing it for 10 years. He's good in the ring. He takes care of people when he's in the ring, and he's a really good talent. I think that would be a good match. I'd like to see that match.
Yeah, maybe it could happen. Right now we're both on the side of light. We're both good noodles over at See No Evil. So it might not happen soon, but who knows? The future is undetermined. If the cards fall in the right way and I end up wrestling him, I hope that your expectations are met.
There you go. I got some more. We got some more questions from the fans. Let's see here. Oh, look at there. What about getting your title back from Mason Allen since he stole your championship? And that's from Lori Wolf.
Oh, man. I would absolutely love to not only win that championship back from Mason, but that would also make me the first ever two-time legacy champion. However, after the last show, there is a little thing. There's a little needle in that plan, a little X factor. Justin Kindred has just won the Ascension contract. So let's say hypothetically, me and Mason go at it again for the championship. Now I know that there's going to be a target on my back, and I'm coming, outnumbered because of the Allens. But I got the drip behind me now, so that's equal. But then let's say I beat Mason, which I know would happen because I was going to beat him before Justin got involved the first time. And I'm bigger and stronger than I was then. I know I'd beat him. But who's going to stop Justin from cashing in? And then he'll just hand the championship back. It's going to be, doing all that work for nothing. So I think I'm going to wait. If I'm going to get my championship back from him, I'm going to wait until this contract situation is dealt with. I have a feeling that Justin will never cash in. I feel like maybe he's a back card. He's just there just in case as an insurance policy. Until that's taken care of, I'm gonna have to keep my eyes on something else.
Oh, gotcha. Let's get some more questions going on here. Hashtag True says, what organization do you call home, Tommy?
Oh man, that's easy. I mean, I don't want to, no disrespect to anyone else, but if I have to choose one, Wrestling Evolution is really, near and dear to my heart. They're one of the first, not the first, but one of the first promotions that I really started to get working for after I graduated. It took me a couple months after I became an officially fledged wrestler, and I could go take my own bookings.
That's
And
awesome.
Evolution is it was an accident. The boss man saw me at a show, and he's getting his roster together, his people, for shows, and he says, I'm gonna give him a chance. Mr. Zay Vega, thank
Yeah.
goodness for him. He said, this guy's good, give him a chance. And here we are. I've been at every show since. That's the play. And I got my first ever championship, first ever shiny. That was a good week. I won the Legacy Championship, and then a week or two, I won the All Stars Championship at Ring of Fire. But Evolution was the first, and you never forget your first. No matter what, where I go in life, as long as I'm allowed to. Like if I sign a contract that says I can't do anything with Evolution, that is literally the only way I would willingly step away. That place is home.
Me and Miss Cowboy saw you at Ring of Fire. I'd like to say this too, real quick. Wrestling Evolution uh, is an amazing, amazing place. You know, Tim Wilcox, the damn boss, and I can't say it like he does. But I tell you, it's a show you guys don't want to miss. It's in Denver. I don't have that. Well, I think I do. It's 6254 NC 150 East Denver, North Carolina, at the Cross Country Campground. That's where they hold their shows. If you've never seen some exciting pro wrestling, I'll tell you what, you ain't never seen it like Tim shows it. So you guys definitely want to go out there and check that out. Wrestling Evolution. Those guys are awesome.
Like it's hard, man. Like I never want to be accused of being like corporate shill. I'm not trying to be no one's poster boy. It's genuine. Wrestling Evolution, there is nothing like it I've experienced.
There really is. I mean, I've had my experience up there. Me and Miss Cowboy will still be going back up there. We love that. They've had to hold off right now on the podcast. Tim's got a lot of things going on. We won't get into that. But down in the future, that may come back. But yes, we will definitely be down there and watching that show. We love it there at Wrestling Evolution. Missy Childers said, I love the attitude and how level-headed you are. I think you will excel in this business. I think that is to you, Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You can be level-headed too. You're calm. No, you're very passionate. And anyone who says, anyone who interprets it as something else, they're just not used to that amount of passion for the business. And that's when I was telling about, anytime I bring you up in conversation, it's always, man, Cowboy Bob, you got to look at his podcast. And no matter who he's working with, a big promotion, small promotion, no matter what, he gives his all into it. And it don't matter if necessarily they're doing hot or not. He puts effort in no matter what. Like the same effort you did for where we met, that promotion, you're doing for Wrestling Evolution. And I know for a fact that if you end up working for any other promotions as far as the podcasting and doing your part of the promoting, you're going to put just as much effort. And I feel like everyone should be courting you right now. You should be the belle of the ball because no one else will cheerlead for their promotion like you do.
I really greatly appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much, Tommy. I really do. I love the business. I love you guys, and I love the fans. I'm very passionate about it. It means a lot to me. I eat, sleep, and breathe. The business. So, man,
I wish I could be like
much.
that. People call me level-headed, but maybe I'm just cautious. I don't want to. You don't want to burn no bridges. And sometimes that means biting your tongue.
Oh, Missy says, I think you should go against the. Well, there you go, Tommy.
Gustavo.
Yeah.
Who's this?
I don't know who Gustavo is, to be honest. She does. And you know what? Scott may have already interviewed this gentleman. So, who is your favorite commentator and why is it Ivan M. Righteous? Says hashtag truth.
Man, come on. I just said I didn't want to be corporate shill. And now, of course, he said Ivan McRighteous,
It's
the
the
commentator
dirt right
for
here, Tommy,
Evolution.
at Wrestle Cast Podcast.
I've let me think of all the commentators. I've NAWA, I've wrestled for them. They got some commentators. I like the old school. Him and David Sellers are really good against each other. Mr. Elliott and him. That's a good team. Who else we got? Evolution. I wanted to save them for last because I don't want to choose the obvious answer. Tim Ditson and Ivan are such a cohesive team, and knowing the backstory now. See, I had no idea that they had worked together all these years. I thought they just had naturally good chemistry because, of course, I've only known anyone in the business for just a little over 2 years, and with Evolution, a year and a half or so.
Right.
And yeah, they're just. I always look forward to uploading any clips I have with Evolution, and a big part of that is because the commentators, they bring this stuff to life, and I hear it from other talent who want to get on the show. It's not just because you can have a good match with film, but Evolution, it feels like a show, like a proper TV show. You have the commentators, the lights, the production, and I'm very blessed to be part of a team, and part of that team is Ivan McRighteous and Tim Ditson.
Yeah, true story, man. Good friends with Ivan. Great guy, great guy. Loves his golf, and so does Tim Dixon. Excuse me. I've got a few questions, and we'll jump back in and grab a few more of the fans' questions shortly. Just bear with me just a second. This is kind of this. Let's go with this one first. What's the weirdest fan gift you ever got?
Fan gift.
Yeah, what's the weirdest one you've ever had? I'm curious about that because this is Tommy Okami.
So, I've never gotten anything that's weird in like a bad way.
Okay. All
nothing, no, inappropriate, no sexy kind of stuff that you may be thinking. No, nothing
Well, you know how those wives are, those girls.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. But instead of weirdest, I'll go with the most unique. So I work with a very nice young lady who is very sweet, and her grandmother sometimes comes to the shows with her. We work in the same warehouse, and we became friends, and I had started inviting her to the shows, and she ended up becoming a fan of the whole thing, no matter what. So she'll come to every show. Evolution, the pretty blonde girl with the tattoos. I'm sure you've seen her. And her grandmother's.
What
was that?
She's the pretty one. I'm sure you've seen her there, Cowboy Bob.
Yes. I don't want to give no one's personal details out. I mean, that's the description I'll give you. She knows who she is. I'm trying to be respectful, because I believe she has a boyfriend now. So I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and go against what I said earlier. But she has a very sweet grandmother who she brings to the shows, and the grandmother has also become a fan of mine. That's awesome. And every time I see her, I love seeing my grandmother's passed by now. So every time I see her, it feels like, I have a grandmother for just a little bit, anytime she sees me. She's really sweet. And she brought a handmade quilt, like a blanket that must have taken like hours, like, however that process is done. I've certainly never done it. So I got to take care of it because I'm not sure if I could put it back together if it unwinds. I've never even slept with it. I just, I try to make sure it does not get touched because that's the most thoughtful gift I've ever received from any fan. And definitely, it's not something that she bought. She made that.
Yeah, that makes it even more, and actually it puts that's a signification on that, that's something you're going to hold on to and you're going to cherish it, and that's a big deal. So that's really sweet. And yes, those things are time consuming. Now I've got family that's done it. my grandmother, so I know it's very time consuming.
I'm too scared to put it on my bed and sleep with it because I move around in my sleep. It's kind of like if you buy a collector's pair of shoes, you're not supposed to wear it. It's you buy it and you always have it and you look at it. I would not risk ruining that thing.
You're right. Who's your favorite? Missy Childers said, "Who is your favorite referee?"
I have a soft spot for Charles Fuller, the mullet ref.
Yeah, I like Charles. He's a great guy. We got to get him on the show one day. Definitely got to have him on the show.
Yeah. He's my I don't want to choose favorite. He's the one I'm most endeared to, but I have all the respect in the world for John Harkey. I think he is professional. He is dope. He's so cool to be in the back, and sometimes he just feels like one of the boys. I forget that he's like a ref. I thought he was just a cool guy in the back. Like maybe he should wrestle a match. Even who knows?
I tell you, I like referee Youngblood. Great guy. Don't know if you've ever had the chance to have him ref one of your matches. He's a great guy. I think he's out of Tennessee. Yeah, he's been down here to North Kakalaki a few times.
I don't think I've had the pleasure yet.
Oh, man, you'll get it. And I'll tell you what, he's awesome. Mr. Childers says, Cowboy Bob, who is your son? His name is Brandon Lee Meadows. Brandon Lee is his name. And actually, he is working on trying to get into wrestling. Eventually, he works a lot of hours. The guy's busy. So he wants to get into the sport, and he's going to be going to the Evolution Performance Center, Wrestling Evolution Performance Center, and being trained there. That's what I told him that I think that is the best option for him to do to get trained professionally and get trained correctly. And a great group of guys that's going to help him out and steer him in the right direction. So yeah, really excited about that. So be looking forward to that. She also asked, look up JCP Wrestling, and that's where she's telling us who he is right there, Tommy. So we'll be able to check him out. Definitely will do that, Missy. We appreciate
I'm trying to make some more debuts, so maybe I'll do some homework.
Yeah. And she says referee Youngblood is a great ref. And with that being said, we're going to ask this question. I got two more questions. I don't want to keep you too long, Tommy. You've been awesome, bro, and I greatly appreciate you. And Missy and Scott and all the fans watching. I'm so stoked about this podcast. But we have out the dirt here, Tommy, and I got to ask you something really serious. And this might even go into Wrestling Evolution situation. So, you're part of a faction called the Drip, right?
Correct.
That's correct. And I've noticed that I've seen some work and some video footage of you guys in a pool hall, and looks like when you addressed the gentleman that came through the door, you kind of put him in his place, set him straight, sent him right back packing. So I think that projected to the fans and to me that maybe you were in control of the Drip. And then I attended Wrestling Evolution show where chaos transpired at the end of the show, and said Tim Wilcox took a sledgehammer, handed it to Dante Khalifa, the Dante Khalifa, who decided to start taking people out with a sledgehammer. He also has won the Wrestling Evolution Heavyweight Championship. So he's the guy in the spotlight, and I'm just wondering, since I saw him and all y'all guys come together as y'all destroyed the roster, that told me that he was part of the Drip. And him being champion, does that make him the ringleader, the guy that controls the Drip? And does that make you second best? Does that put you here? Does that put him? Where are we at on that, Tommy? Shed a little light on it if you don't mind.
Well, the Drip is a cohesive unit, and everyone brings a little something to the table. Any decision that we make is something that everyone okays. There is no egos in the Drip. Everyone is there of value and their own volition. Yeah, you saw that video at the pool table, and it may seem like I'm the one calling the shots. Physically, I'm the biggest. Maybe that's part of it. But Tommy Django, despite being smaller than me, he is just as much a member as I am. And Chase Coleman, despite his youth, I feel like, are grooming him and raising him to be a man like us. Because Caprice Coleman couldn't do it. He threw the towel in for him. So we decided to bring him in as a younger brother, but that does not make him bottom of the pecking order. There is no one at the top. All of us meet together in some way or form. If someone's feeling down, the other three bring him up. Someone maybe a little too high, we always check them, put them in their place. But make no
Yeah,
mistake, the drip is one cohesive brotherhood, and nothing is going to change that.
I like that. I like that. So everybody's all on the same page. There is no main boss over the drip. Everybody's a brotherhood, and you communicate, and it makes it happen. I got you. I got you.
Dante deserves that shiny he has. And just because he's the only one at the moment with shiny, don't make him the star of the group. All of us are valuable. And soon enough, my prediction, I would hope that everyone in the drip is going to be dominating this. Evolution belongs to us. We will have all the shiny there is to offer. Some two
Uh,
of us will have the tag team. One of us will reclaim the legacy. It'd be nice if it was me, be 2-time, but if it ends up being Chase, cool. If it ends up being Tommy, cool.
there
All
you
I
go.
can say is our goal is to dominate. And whoever, it don't matter which individual ones grabs what, we're all going to take it.
There you go. I definitely want to say congratulations to Dante Khalifa for becoming the Wrestling Evolution Heavyweight Champion. I think that was amazing. I was stoked to see that happen. Excuse me. Missy Childers has a question. Is Bruno Royce part of the drip? I said that right, correct.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see because he was an honorary member last show. Chase Coleman, being as successful as he is with multiple championships, sometimes he has some other obligations. If he wasn't winning those championships, everyone wants to make him the butt of the group because he's the youngest one, and he's the one who's coming up and learning. But obviously, he's doing well enough that he's needed at other places to defend his shinies. So Brino was a necessary addition that night. If it becomes permanent moving forward, we'll have to see. Because as I said before, it is a group decision. And if I told you yes, if I told you no, I can't speak for everyone at the moment. So you just have to see.
Oh, there you go. Have to wait and see. So now we're going to drop down into the lobby here, and I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to answer and tell the fans exactly who is Tommy Okami.
Oh man. All right, where'd you go? Oh, it's just me. The Enchanting One is the most enchanting man in the indie scene of North Carolina and the whole entire world. There's any other planets, the Enchanting One is the face of that too. All the women's desires, all the men who want to grow up into a god, a demigod. They should all look up to me. I am the Enchanting One. I am the heart's desire of everyone. No matter if I'm a little naughty or if I'm a little nice. It's the Christmas season. Everyone wants a gift of Tommy Okami. But not everyone's allowed to be with me under the mistletoe. I am selective. But if you are lucky enough to come to my shows and find me, you will at least be graced with the presence of the Enchanting One, Aphrodite's son himself.
Love it. Love it. Hey, can we tell the fans where you're going to be next? Do you know where your next show is and where it's at?
So this Friday, I'm going back to South Carolina, Boiling Springs once again. I've been a regular face there since EPW has become a brand, Explosive Pro Wrestling. I wasn't there last week, but this week I will be there. It's Fans Appreciation Night, so I actually don't know who I'm wrestling. I don't know if it's going to be tag team, singles, championship match. We don't know. But that will be this Friday. And then, of course, Saturday, we have See No Evil Wrestling. And I will be defending my North American Championship in the 8-man gauntlet match. After that, I could be at Explosive Pro Wrestling again Friday, but I won't know until after we get past this week. So confirm those are my next 2 appearances.
And folks, you can check See No Evil Wrestling out at the VFW That date again was December the 21st. Also, you were talking about, what'd you say, EPW, right? Down there in Bowling Springs?
EPW, Explosive Pro Wrestling.
Correct. And where that's located in Bowling Springs. Do they also have a Facebook page?
Yes, they do. If you just search up Explosive Pro Wrestling, it should pop up. If you can't find it, just look at my posts. I always tag, especially on Instagram. If I post my match graphics, I always tag the promotion that I'm working for that one. And for those of you without Instagram, just scroll through my timeline on Facebook. I'm sure you'll find it in a couple seconds.
Good deal. Good deal. Folks, also want to say thanks to Tommy. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come on Wrestle Cast Podcast. It's a pleasure to have you. You're an amazing talent, and I know you're very busy, and I appreciate you taking the time to come on our show and dig deep into the dirt and let us know so much is going on with Tommy. Thank you again. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And with that being said, folks, if you've got plans, you're going to want to break them. Those WrestleCast Podcast is the place to be. We want to wish you all a Merry Yeehaw Christmas. And we will see y'all on the 31st. We're taking next week off for Christmas. We hope everybody has a great holidays. Tommy, same to you, to your family, and enjoy your time there. I know you'll be right back at the grind after it's all over with. We love you, guys, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much once again.